What's happening, y'all? This Chris came back with the windy news. I be having the camera so close to my damn face. It's like, extend the arm, back it up. There you go. God damn, everybody ugly close up. Shit, you ever notice that? I be judging my videos and I be like, bro, everybody ugly. You get a close up on anybody and they ugly, bro. Don't be judging your soulmate on how they look when you wake up right next to them. They gonna get ugly. That was random. Well, we could maybe nothing random. Imperfections. You know what I'm saying? That's really just as the subconscious talking right there. Imperfection. Let's talk about imperfection. Unrealistic standards that the media and everybody push on you. That all ties into your insecurities. But I feel like when people say it ties into your insecurities, I think that's too simple. So what that mean? Shit, let me stop trying to teach and just see how I feel about that. Because I've never felt, I didn't even know I was insecure until I got my own. But I ain't never felt no insecure. Not to that matter, you know what I mean? I just was who I was, you know what I'm saying? I always been quiet. I always been kind of off in the darkness somewhere. And I used to think I was insecure, but that was really just who I am. Underground king, you know what I'm saying? But when it came to this divine masculine, are you masculine, are you divine masculine, divine feminine, I didn't start asking all them questions. I just looked at everything as good. When I was in a relationship, I just looked at everything as good. Like, okay, well, I'm getting in touch with divine masculine, great. Get in touch with divine feminine, great. You know, my twin flame, she was all on me. I ain't had nothing to worry about it first. But then it was the unrealistic standards. Now, do I think she held me to unrealistic standards? Not really. But I think that when a person is already running and trying to, you know what I mean, find some excuses to not give their heart away, you know, when I met her, you know, feminine telling me to be honest. When I met her, Spirit told me, like, y'all not supposed to be in a relationship yet. That's what I'm saying. Like, I knew we was gonna break up and everything one day. But Spirit told me, like, she always gonna be yours, though. You know what I'm saying? He kept telling me that, but I could tell she was young, and I could tell when she was looking at me. I could tell the whole thing was based off of fascination. I was talking to Spirit and like, yeah, we got a connection, but she never said anything about connection or, you know what I mean? She never went deep about our connection or anything. And I could tell by the way she looked at me, it was fascination. You know what I mean? To her, I was just a cool, older guitar player, conscious, because she was trying to upgrade from an unconscious nigga to a conscious nigga. And I wasn't even knowledgeable yet. I just had knowledge of the other side, just off of what I seen and spirits I talked to. She the one threw me on all the knowledge. But that's why I was like a prize to her, because it's like she was into all this shit, but she ain't had nobody to be into it with. And that's how I knew she ain't wanted a male friend, because this nigga knew all this shit too. He ain't want her. She ain't want her. His ass. You know what I mean? He was honest about it to me. He told me he did. So yeah, anyway. Stop. So anyway, yeah, that's going into that's going into insecurities because I knew she thought the world of me. I'll put it like that. It was her friend that made me feel insecure, really, because he was the one talking about she shallow now, and you need to do this, and this. So, yeah, he made me self-conscious because he was the main one. He was this, and she said, the only thing she said was that I was too feminine. But the thing about it is, the thing that kept me believing in her was that I never believed that was real. And I tried to tell her friend that. I tried to tell everybody that. But her problem is she doesn't believe that I love her. Like her insecurity was, this nigga don't love me as much as I love him. Which is false. I'm better. I ain't gonna say I was bad at showing affection, but I'm better at it now because I understand how insecure a woman can be now whenever she leaving herself open, you know what I mean? And she was. You know what I mean? She was letting me know how much she was into me. She was down for whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't realize how much I did. There was times when it showed, but she would tell me straight up, like, you don't like me, or you don't. I'm from the streets. I didn't understand all that. So when we broke up, I knew that's what it was about. Cause, well, she said that too, and then she started throwing the. But she felt like if I was in love, she would have brought my masculine energy out if I was in love. But what she don't understand is she did. I started making beats again, like it woke my producer energy up. I started writing more music. I started drawing again. That's my masculine energy. I'm a creator. That's why it's Blxck Productions. I'm a creator. But she doesn't think she woke my masculine energy up. So yeah, after we broke up, that made me self-conscious, like, well, damn. And you know, her friend telling me she went shallow and everything, so I'm like, well, damn. Maybe something is wrong. Because I was blaming myself because I was older, so I was like, damn, what I did to her. Because I felt like, you know what I mean? I didn't protect her. If she got shallow under my watch, then I must have not been protecting her, right? But I mean, I told her, but she had fears of money. And you know what I mean? The more fears she had, the more she messed our money up. We was already good. You know what I'm saying? We was pimping the system. We was already good. Never needed for nothing. Smoke every day, you know what I mean? Never needed for nothing. Eating good every day. I would just walk to the store every day, you know what I mean? Food, you know what I mean? Teddy bears, stuffed animals, you know what I mean? And drawings everywhere. My way of keeping her kept was just surrounding her with art. Music, she loved the guitar. I play the guitar every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that materialistic, so that was just my version of keeping her kept. Just, you never need nothing. You got a roof over your head. You never need nothing. I'm spiritually protecting you with fairies, and music, you know what I mean, art, and I'm teaching you. I'm, you know what I mean? But she had that insecurities, and my spirit kept telling. That's what really fucked up. My spirit kept telling me I was poly. I had to engage with other women, and she couldn't accept that. She would break down crying, and that would turn me away from it. But even though that was denying who I was, that's what made me the king of feminine energy. Because I didn't have the heart to hurt my twin. You know what I mean? I didn't have it in me. I was like, yeah, Spirit's saying that, and I would really try because I didn't want to go against Spirit. That's my biggest fear. But the one thing that would make me go against Spirit was my twin crying. You know what I'm saying? But Spirit don't hold that against me. Spirit like, well, that's what makes you the fucking king, is the fact that you couldn't even do it, nigga. You getting permission from Spirit. And because she crying, you know, she a Cancer, she don't cry. And I understood that. But because she crying, you're not even gonna do nothing about it. Like, you're not even gonna be who you can be. You're not even gonna try to go out there and be who you really can be spiritually. But that fucked up my masculine energy. I got weak. I was overly emotional. I was stagnant. But still, everything was good. Magically, I handle magic every day, so everything's good. The only time I've ever seen, especially after I learned magic, the only time I ever seen real financial problems was after we broke up, because I was too heartbroken to efficiently work magic every day. And the fucked up part about that was I felt like she was watching me, waiting to see what he gonna do. What he gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Wanting me to get something together for her. You know, she wanted, I already know you could judge a woman off of her mom. Her mom, that's her mom and her dad's story. You know what I mean? He lost his job, she left until he built her a house. But I'd already talked to Spirit about that, and Spirit was like, nah, you gotta energetically build her a home. That's the masculine energy. And but the fucked up part about that was I'm like, I know she's sitting there watching me to wait to see what the fuck I'm gonna do. Which is fucked up, because that's not really what masculine energy is about. But that's a common mistake, especially when you're watching a shearer. And some women get M confused, but if you really listen to M is not about only money, you know what I mean? But I know a lot of women follow M because of the money, you know what I mean? Emma, shout out to her. She into protection, her consciousness level right now. So, you know, I would tell her about this. I was like, you know, this, think about more than the money. Don't just get the money, oils, don't just, because you got to go deep to hold the abundance. That's the whole thing. But anyway, I was too heartbroken to get it together. You know what I mean? So that was the irony of that. Like, you waiting for me to do something, and what I do takes heart chakra. You know what I mean? I'm giving readings, I'm doing music, I'm doing the best I can, you know what I'm saying? And another fucked up thing her friend did was I sent her all kind of money, but I was sending it to the wrong cash app. I sent her money. I was like, yeah, because the spirit support has been like, that's your feminine, you in your masculine energy, yeah, that's supposed to be. I sent her a bunch of money. Now, this ain't no trick shit. I was with this girl for 7 years, you know what I'm saying? But you don't think I can make no money? You know what I mean? So I'm sending her buku money. Now, I sent it to the wrong cash app. And I was like, bro, that's fucked up. Can you at least tell her that I've been sending her money and shit? And he ain't even want to tell her. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That just added to that. You know what I mean? He was acting like he wanted to see us together, but I knew he wanted us apart. But that was the only connection I still had to her. Well, it was one of them. But I never trusted him. And then after a while, I was just like, I just do better just not even talking to him. That way I could go deeper. I could spend my time going deeper. And that was really when I let him go mentally. Like, all right, if this is really, I'm not believing in love by talking to this nigga. Because if this is really love, if we really supposed to be together, all the spirits said, what am I trying so hard for? And you know what I mean? Then I started thinking about the spiritual aspect of everything more. But the thing that threw me off with my spiritual journey is the pain. It was too much. It was too much to deal with. As much as I wanted to think about it, I didn't want to think about it. As much as I knew I needed to deal with it, that shit ran deep. You know what I mean? I had to deal with all kind of shit just to get over that shit. But I'm losing track, y'all. But obviously I needed to talk about that, and this is what this is all about. Spirit saying that's enough. I need to think about what I just said, because I didn't know what was on my subconscious, but yeah, I see now. All right, y'all. Peace. 3-8.